never gone to school, and there's no school accepting her because of her state and lack of teachers with the skills to handle children of this kind. She's born to a family of 5 children.
There's no hope of her going to school at this point?
No hope at all. She doesn't talk. No, but she's left. Ideally, you can just conclude by saying that we are waiting for her day. This is Faith's home, where she's born, and this is a typical homestead of Tessa, where you have a hut for sleeping, one for cooking.
Ran and she knew exactly which road and which path to take,
yes.
So that means that Faith can learn.
She can learn. Her brain is perfectly well.
Yes.
And if given all those small tricks for teachers for handling and the parents for handling children with disabilities, Faith will be a fruitful lady.
On is the mathematical operation science in brain, and as we have already known that the brain, the mathematics that we normally do it, that is what we call number sign. Are we together?
Yes.
We call that what? Number sign. 3, 4, 5, 6 is number sign. 1. And then ST makes it a fast. Are we together?
Yes.
What about this? Put commas in between. Is it okay? Seeing that. That's why the definition saying it is a reading by branch. Are we together?
Yes. What's this one here? That one there. What's that one there? You want it like this one here, like that one here. Like this one. Oh, you'll correct this one when you'll correct it. So you want it like this one here, and then you move one like this one here. Is that okay?
Have you written well?
You can't correct it sometimes, that's why. Alright.
Now together, 5, 5, and then 6, 8. So 10, 12, 1, 2, 3, 8, 12,
Moreover, you would feel so lonely. Most of us have many friends, but only one best friend. Our best friend is someone with whom we share our innermost secrets. He or she is someone special, someone we feel safe with.
As you all know, a person with blindness cannot access the environment easily because he is a person who should access the environment. Students with disabilities, including and not limited to blindness, to access the environment. For example, I'm told yesterday there was an accident in Kampala where 30 people died because the trailer carrying gas fell and burned, caught fire. How could we get access to this information? Using a computer, we could go to log on to www.newvision.co.ug and we'll be able to read that story and get updated. So at the end of this lesson, I will want you to be able to master the home keys. Hey, I will want you to have mastered the home keys. I will want you to have increased your typing speed, and at the end of it, be able to access the environment that other people access within their site. You should be able to access it, to access this environment, not with the eyes, but with the sense of touch and the sense of hearing. Can I have everybody have his or her fingers on the home keys? What do you find on the home keys?
On the home keys.
Everybody.
Is Eunice on the home keys? What about Sandra's friend? What about Vicky? What do you see? What do you feel on the home keys? Where do you find those marks on the home keys?
You're welcome to St. Francis. You're welcome, welcome to share with us our dear
Vistas and another entertainment song. And we don't want to say a farewell song, but we also have to sing something to wish Dr. Pickard and Pauline, my dear friends and my teachers from the University of Pittsburgh, a safe journey. We'll start with a welcome song. Then we shall have some entertainment. You have entertainment songs, the poem, all that you had in store for them. Of course, at the end of the day, don't forget to say welcome melodically. Thank you very much. Otherwise, the choir, the floor is yours.
Our dear visitors, you're welcome to St. Francis. You're welcome, welcome to share with us. Our dear visitors, you're welcome to St. Francis. You're welcome, welcome to share with us. You are most welcome. You are most welcome. You are most welcome. Welcome to share with us. You are most welcome. You are most welcome. You are most welcome. Welcome to share with us. You are welcome. You are welcome. Our dear teachers, you're welcome.
Wake up, wake up. Wake up the presence and needs of disabled children. Beyond us, there is something to think of and something to do about it. The physique may let you down to think, let you down to work, let you down to go ahead. With us, God alive, we are determined to learn, we are determined to work, we are determined to go ahead. With us, God alive, we shall work for the future, we shall ease the future, we shall work and work. Beyond us. We are normal apart from blindness. We are normal apart from deafness. We are normal apart from lameness. We are normal apart from slow learning. We have 5 senses. The sense of sight is 20%. The sense of smell is 20%. The sense of hearing is 20%. The sense of taste is 20%. And the sense of touch is also 20%. With the remaining senses, we shall work for the future. We shall ease the future. We shall work and work. Beyond us.
Brought as a gift to you 2 flags. One flag is in Braille, the Ugandan flag. And the second flag is the USA So the pledge is on our
Symbolic flags. It's my humble request that we all stand up and we sing our national anthem to mark this landmark in which people who did not see the flag will now begin seeing it. Is Soroti near here? Able to see the bright flag.
And so she has seen the Braille flag, the Ugandan flag for the first time in her life.
African child. God did things are programmed differently. If it needed an application to be blind, I would not apply. But that is what it is, and no regret within me. For God is kingdom, no appeal. Oh God, help the African child. Oh African child, African child, African child. Please help me to live happily. Care and provide for me. Blessed are those who love me. For God is case, no appeal. Oh God, help the African child. Oh African child, African child, African child. God is not a man that he should lie. He is not a son of man that he should change his minds. Does he speak and then not act? Does he promise and not fulfill? I will not give up, I will not give up. One day he will hear my cry. Oh God, help the African child. Oh African child, African child, African child. Leave me alone, you tormentor. To be as I am is a free entry. You may sympathize with me, but not feel the pinch. However, I cannot be ashamed of what God created on my body. He did it out of love and appreciation. Oh God, help the African child. Oh African child, African child, African child. I cry for love, I cry for mercy, I cry for kindness, I cry for help. My conscience tells me that one day I will get it, and if it does not come soon, I will not give up. Oh God, help the African child. Oh African child, African child, African child. Being a doctor is not important to me, but a lawyer is okay, a teacher is okay. Driving is not my priority, but being driven is my dream.
At large, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
First and foremost, I would like to thank our dear visitors for coming all that long way from America up to Uganda to visit us. We are so proud of you. On the same note, I would also like to thank you for having trained our teacher who is imparting us with computer studies and Braille, as some of us we don't know. But he has really taught us more, and we are learning more from him. Thank you. I would also like to thank you for the Braille flag that you have given us. Me personally, I've never seen it. It's also my first time to see it in front of my eyes. And other students also, that's their first time. We thank you for that effort that you have done and given us that flag. May God bless you and take you safely to your destinations. Thanks.
Stars for what you do every day for us, every day for us. We thank you, stars for what you do every day for us, every day for us. We say thank you, we say thank you, we say thank you, dear visitors, we say thank you.
More time.
Again? We are so happy that, yes, Francis, thank you very much for bringing the visitors, and thank you. We have just been hearing stories.
Nepende saka igeni apun ba doka Francis dege project de ko pro Francis lolo wa juga bu Francis kida papero la panga amiti yala mo ni noyi
After I was born, I'm told at the age of 4, my mom and dad tell me that I was attacked by measles. And the measles nearly killed me. But instead of killing me, it left me a person with blindness. So children used to go to that school where we were today to go for studies. I used to remain at home, not to go to school, because I could not see. My colleagues, my peers could say, hey, look up there. There's a plane, a queen. You know, in 1954, Queen Elizabeth came to open Owen Falls Dam, and she used the big jet that gives smoke. They called it Queen from that time. They could tell me, hey, you see up. I could not see. So I could not be able to go to school because of a number of reasons. One, I had nobody to take me to school. Two, I reached a time where I wanted to go to school, but I could go there just to sit because the teacher, I could not see the blackboard. The teachers could not understand me. At times, when my mom could send me to school because of fear, I could go and hide in the bush because some of the teachers could beat me instead of helping me. There was a teacher called Ochula, may he rest in eternal peace. He beat me so hard, could beat me because I was not seeing the blackboard, and he sort of got confused, didn't know what to do with me. I told my mom that, you see, I have not gone to school today because I was beaten. At times I could wait for children to come. When I could join them when they are coming to school, my mama could ask me, hey, where is the work that you have done? I said, today I don't have because I have fear. The teacher beats me a lot. My mom escorted me to the other school and explained to that teacher that, you see, this child is blind. He is unable to see. One day, the teacher could excuse me, but I could just sit in the class. I would not do anything. Another day, he could begin beating me. So, fortunately, or unfortunately, on 11th of April, 1979, Idi Amin Dada's government was toppled by Ugandan forces that had gone for exile in Tanzania. These soldiers of Idi Amin Dada went on a rampage. They invaded the convent at the mission in Soroti. St. Patrick's Convent was invaded, and the Amin soldiers messed up with the nuns, the missionaries. So the missionaries came from there, running to our place here. They were looking for my mom's place, where we had been the other school, asking for her uncle's name called Okoropot. Where is Okoropot's home? When they found Okoropot's home, they were given refuge. From that place there, we picked the cassava, that garden somewhere there. I was carrying cassava, and my mom was carrying chicken to go and give the missionaries who had come to Okoropot's family. They had come with some blind children also. So when we reached there, that was 1979, around May. The missionaries, who happened to be special education teachers, saw me, and they questioned my mother. What is wrong with this child? Why didn't you bring him to our school? He is blind. My mom was quick to say, I bought this child when he was normal. But at the age of 4, he got measles. Probably because she was fearing blame. Because in Africa, when you produce a child who's blind, they think you are cursed. So I could see her on the defensive. Seriously, she was saying, no, this child was all right. But what happened is he got sick, and he's now like that. Quickly, the missionaries were able to console her and tell her, don't worry. When peace returns, please bring this child to our school, bring this child to St. Francis Secondary School, primary school for the blind. On the 21st of June, 1979, my father took that road, and me, quite early, around 6, we followed that road going to Madras School for the blind. I was having a bag, a basket. That's where I'd put some of my clothes, and now I was on my way to school. When we reached St. Francis School, primary school, we got Sister John Joseph, the missionary we had met here. She was happy. Oh, thanked my father. Thank you for bringing this child. Quickly, I was examined, I was interviewed and I was given a special teacher for special education for children who need special help. She was called Miss Kongai, Eberu's wife. Her husband was called Eberu, and her husband happened to be lame. They began teaching me how to read with the fingers and not the eyes. They began teaching me how to listen critically instead of relying on the sense of seeing. In no time, I began working so hard. Second term holiday, the second term exam, I was able to get 70 in mathematics, and that was good. So I learned reading with the fingers. I learned doing mathematics with the tapes and the teleframe. And in 1984, I sat my primary living examinations, the first national examinations for certification in Uganda. Thanks be to God, I was the best. I got a 1 in science, a 2 in English, a 3 in SST, and a 5 in mathematics.
And those are very high grades.
Those no blind person gets such. I was given a gift, a braille watch. So I continued to S1, Senior 1, 1985. It was so challenging because it coincided with a time when Karamojong Rasolas, these people who come for cows, to steal cows from here, they came here, they reached here, they killed some people living here, they killed my brother's father here, they took our cows from, they came to this village with guns, and they took most of the resources. So the teachers at St. Francis Primary School for the blind left the school. I remained with a few other students who were with me in the same class, like Olum. He was locked up in Lira, could not come. Ona Stevenson could not come because the road was infested with rebels, these people who want to fight the government. Lakwena, Alice Lakwena, and Joseph Kony, the Lord's Resistance Army, are examples. What I decided to do was to collaborate with the students in other schools, like that one of Teso College. I asked them, please, can you read for me also the notes that your teachers have given you?
And Silver, maybe your mom, you could ask your mom what she thought of you at this time.
Raila Suban nese eja ikitangarere muna mama ngaje ni kako kube edoli America na rai ogbe teacher beri bunga mamperaite abao imame pona isirigin da ayanga se loka kitu mame ti sirigin mame sa choa dola Suban e mala tengono ipaka kwa America.
She's saying she could not believe, because all the resources she had, as I told you, the cow, we had our cows here. The Karamojong cattle rustlers, the raiders, came and took it. They killed somebody from there, just our compound here. And so she thought that was an end. But she sees it as a miracle. She could not believe that I could go that far. She thanks you so much.
So, nesikwa nambala rengobe. Ayala mango no ina ijai jola Suban ayam ni kako America. So ijai so chan kedi tunga kosilu jas keda so inachanaka ipaperoka koto panango jo itim la Suban jo oi nakija gong na ngarendings ai ngarakini tunga.
She says there are so many people here who are like me. As you can see, there are others there. She feels the same story could be extended. She thinks we will join hands together and make a difference in these people. So,
my teacher.
Thank you.
And what about your dad?
Tomana jara sabatalo primary. Abuemo yesa kinengo, enga iruja bala apori okwen. Ada ona parasa uni, obuniko keni babu alota wa papa Nairobi. Edolo Nairobi abu enenge sati. La abu enge dara o jawbale kare tomon. Nese yala mara ngare ngi no buo lo moto mo mission. Aniko kena isiom. Oena kini kwapi ko kena reto semero. Buoena kena isiom ago noi. Tona telekar, tona itu, tona domo na kineta. Nesa yala mare ngonoi. Obu ne jasa si nesa liptore ngase dara na iko ke bala beteka.
Okay, James, can you translate for this?
He said that he got a dream that the boy had climbed, moved on, had taken a flight. And when the boy came back and he told him that he had gone to Nairobi. And when he came from Nairobi, he brought a shirt which he kept for quite long.
He kept a what?
A shirt.
You know, in the pre-departure, we were taken round the East African community.
Okay.
Because other leaders, other people who had been selected, they've selected 14 from Kenya, selected 14 from Tanzania, and they selected 14 from Uganda. So we had to get together as a IFP, International Fellowship Programs fellows. So I brought for him a blue shirt from Nairobi.
Oh, a blue shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, to prove you went to prove that he was in Kenya, right? Yeah, so he's had a blue shirt.
And since his life in primary, he kept on moving and winning so many gifts. And that is why he was able to even win the award to go for a fellowship in the US. And he's praying that may you continue guiding him and let him live in your hands.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, so we continue with your story.
Right. So in 1980s, this place was infected with rebels. There was fighting here. The government was not very serious about giving people protection. Unlike today, you couldn't reach here. So the teachers ran away. But I was able to do the national examinations, Uganda Certificate of Education, 1988.
And who were the rebels?
Oh, the rebels were people who were rebelling against the government. The community of this Teso and community of the North began rebelling. There was FOBA, Force of Botebak, and then there is the Lord's Resistance Army. Before the Lord's Resistance Army, there was the sister of the Lord's Resistance Army. She was called Alice Lakwena Rebellion. She led a rebellion against the government of Uganda at that time. That was in 1980s, early 1980s, late 1980s, early 1990s. So I could not really go far, but I decided to do my Uganda Certificate of Education, and I got again first grade. I got 19 aggregates. I never had a 9. I never had a 8, I never had a 7, I never had a 6, I had a 2 up to 5. That was all. I was again the best. Then a challenge was now to go for higher education. I did not have equipment like a Parkins umbrella. I did not have a recording device. I did not have most of the resources because the policy was once you are in Madras School for the Blind and you've passed, you finish it, you leave whatever equipment is there. So I went to join a typical high school without equipment. What I used to do is to rely on my guide, like I'm relying on James and others, to read for me while I listen. And I listened and I listened. 1992, I did my Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education and again succeeded. So I went to do a diploma in education, secondary. 1994, I got certified as a teacher to teach secondary education. I was a teacher of history and religious education. I remained at home because I was a teacher of arts. In Uganda, when you're a teacher of arts, not many people want you. A teacher of history, a teacher of CRA, nobody wants you. So 1995, I had to remain at home the whole year without a job. Finally, I decided to accept a job in Amuria Secondary School that were there, where there was no electricity, there is no water, there are no classrooms. They are like the ones you saw. The children sit on the stones. The students I was first teaching were sitting on the stones. The school did not have even a single textbook. I relied on the notes that I made. And in 1997, 1998, we changed the history of the school from that one that used to pass nobody to someone that used to pass something. So in 2003, Amuria was invaded by the Lord's Resistance Army, the LRA rebels.
That's and the Joseph Kony that we've heard about.
Yes. Joseph Kony rebels nearly killed me.
How was that?
On 17th of July, 2003,
At around 2 a.m., the rebels attacked the whole trading center where we were living and the school. I had bangs all over speaking at Cholis. Police chung, 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 meaning stand, don't run, don't run. They were shooting guns. So I picked up...
And this occurred in this area?
Not this area, but where I was working, somewhere there.
Somewhere there.
About 20 kilometers north that way.
Okay.
So it so happened that I was able to run with my documents. I just picked my documents and I could not run far. I just hid in the bush. In the morning, there was mourning in all corners. That home was mourning. For example, they killed the local council 3 chairman called the Pudu that same night. Some students that I was teaching were taken and gang raped. People could pick them in the bush. Gang raped. It was so sad. The whole day we were in the bush. The whole night we were in the bush, and we trekked from Amuria to Soroti town. I could not come to this village because the Lord's Resistance Army came here and we were operating from here. So I went to the Minister of Education and Sports. I was a refugee, literally, in Soroti town. The room that I live now is where I lived that time. It was incomplete. There was no door there. I lived there with my children and my wife. There was nothing to eat because we could not come for food here. The army itself was not really helping so much. We waited for relief, and as you know, with the relief, food relief, it could come. But if it doesn't come, you do without. So I told my employers that help me find another place. They said, now if you go, who will help these ones? In 2006, I was transferred to Amuria, to Kamod Secondary School. Again, in another rural setting in Soroti district. While I was in Kamodo Secondary School, there were other disasters. Floods. The floods destroyed the crops, they submerged the crops. Other people left. Some teachers left for Kampala for safer areas. To Jinja, I remained there. In 2007, there was an announcement on radio and on newspapers. Ford Foundation was calling for anybody who can go for studies abroad. I said, I think I would like to go. They told me, no, but you're a person with disability. You cannot see. How can you do the interviews? How can you do the tests? I said, no, I want to present myself first. I presented myself at AHED, Association for Higher Education and Development in Kampala, and Julius was my guide that time. And we managed to present my application. But before that, I asked Julius to pray. Together we prayed that God help us.
I remember that quite well. We held our hands together, and it was a very special day, memorial day for us. Still picture within our minds.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Prayer come.
Right, our prayer came true. So, while I progressed through the first stages of the interviews, I was with Julius. Then, when Julius is not there, I'm with James, especially during the written exams. So my guy James, I'm very grateful. Yeah, thank you very much, James.
Succeeded.
Thank you very much. So when we came to the last bit, from a group of about 3,000 applicants, we were reduced to 65 from where 14 were to be picked. And we were sent to Lind's cottages on Entebbe Road. I found my way there, and in the 65, there was a girl with blindness. And I thought, as you know, there is the favor for women. I thought she would take the slot. I went to the oral interviews, and they told me, yes, you can now leave us, we'll get back to you. I came back to my place of work, Kamode says, and that was in May 2008. In August 2008, I received a call from Kamode says, you have been selected, go to the country of your choice for graduate studies. It was so good that night I didn't sleep. So another challenge came in. The application process was to be done online. I was to pass standardized exams. That one is graduate record exams and test of English as a foreign language, which was to be conducted in the American embassy. I'm someone who has never seen a laptop. I'm someone who has never done anything online at that time. And this is a examination that is computer based. I asked them that, can you give me some time? They said no. If you don't get admission within 1 year, then that marks the end of the scholarship. And this money is nothing other than for you for going for further studies. I was taken to Computer Pride in Nairobi to do preliminary computer studies, from where I was able to apply online and get admitted to the University of Pittsburgh. On the 1st of November 2009, I was on a plane on my way to the University of Pittsburgh. While at the University of Pittsburgh, I was taken to Blind and Vision Rehabilitation Services of Pittsburgh to continue with the computer studies while I get ready to do my master's degree program. I was taught to use the cane. I was taught to adjust more to blindness. I was taught to use a microwave. I had never used a microwave. I had never used a bus the way it is. I had never really seen modern technology as the way it is in the University of Pittsburgh. So I started my course on the 5th of January 2010, and on 29th of April 2012, I joined the congregation, the graduation at the University of Pittsburgh, where I received my Master of Education in Special Education from the University of Pittsburgh. Here it is.
Thank you.
Besides that, I had also won some awards. For example, I won the Chesler Award of the University of Pittsburgh, which is given to teachers who have really dedicated themselves to the service of the disabled. As if that was not good enough, I also have the Newman Award, which is given to those persons who are interested in international development. This one was from the University Center for International Studies, University of Pittsburgh. So that is not the end. I said, what is the value of what I have now? Even before we finished our courses, we could get job listings. Some schools wanted me as an itinerant teacher, but in my mind, I said, yes, I could serve here, but there are more people, like the other ones you can see there, who are much more needed. I packed my bags and returned to Uganda, but would like to continue the long road of helping children with disabilities. Thank you very much. And you are all welcome to joining me in what I'm doing and feel at home.
So you're a Ugandan who went to the US. You could have stayed there.
Yes.
Had a job.
Yes.
But yet you came here.
Right.
And you're working right now at the St. Francis Madeira School for the Blind.
Yes.
And you want to become a professor.
Right.
At the university level.
Right. I think I would be much blessed because I will be serving at the center. So if I taught the teachers how to teach these children, like those ones you can see there, I think I would contribute much better because they will come down knowing how to handle these kids. Yes.
So, and if you could ask your mom how she felt when you came down with measles, and then interrupt her in order to translate as she does it.
Okay.
So.
Nisting be bia iboro bujo pupuna ewanyi jobe ekono den kwana adumu den adeka na akwa ekon bera adeka na akwa nyina yi
adeka na akwa nyine obubu atpaman kokwe na kwan ora kokwe na pol so konta lomo no na didi rada to na bulu to na konye.
She said she was struck down
when she discovered that I had a lot of measles. I had a lot of rash, including pus in my eyes. Yes.
So ayanga den ko mini ngora dexna ngora fulika. Yes ko ka de ka lo me pone ngopongon mama July net. Ayanga den ko kwini mbale. Elo mi ko ka de ke pone ngopongon.
So she says in her stress she decided to take me to Ngora, Fredika. It is in the next district. At Ngora Hospital, not much. She decided to try Mbale Referral Hospital, one of the big regional hospitals. It's like Soroti Hospital, it's a regional hospital. Still, there was not much. Still, I was deteriorating. My health was worsening.
So, olomundi ko kumpona de kan panga tonda lomu pa ku chopo da do. Ton bodo na tema de sabi ko kwena da de ka pedu kin misi chopo toke.
She saw in my eyes, my eyeballs, all there was all scars. Then the doctor was sorry. The doctor told her, "Don't worry, the eyes of this child are already destroyed."
So, akala kini dango ngai mon aron kita dengo bika ko kuma be pela ishom. Aron kita dengo ngai mon ka ko kuma be pela ishom ampe mambo bone losi.
She said she was really distressed. She was really disappointed. She thought really this is the end. Her child cannot go to school. Her child cannot live normal life. Her child is no longer a normal human being. She was really not happy throughout.
So, aga den I lip. Gedon I lip la suban. Ikwa kini jo ingarakini ko kwena yi.
She now resorted to prayer. She prayed to her God that now, my God, can you lead this child? Help me in this situation.
Toni ko pana au tenge lipi be ingarakila suban ko kwena bi. Ngisuba yala maranga wanyo no jo. Ingarakini ko kwena.
She's saying she's now very happy. Now that her prayers have been really manifested by your coming here, she's happy. And she says, let us continue being together.
Now you live in the rural area here, as we can see the huts, and a very agricultural area, but definitely very far away from cities. How did you get the money to go to the hospital? Maybe your dad can answer that.
All right, Papa.
Okay.
I think he has even got a point. He wants to be sure that Papa, kwana ijeje boye jone. Emame jo, imami ya pie kede town da. Emame ya kola sidane, emame ya kimedane. Idi munu bodi sirigini du yang araja, yang ada eksibi yang ora kila mbale.
Gwenara akokore.
He says he keeps you can see are there some goats you can see. He sells chicken, the chicken, and then he sells the goats. He is an animal keeper, so he had domesticated birds that he sold. Papinyo biche boru bujo gwela.
Kelele arasi sirikali da wapoto yangasi.
Oh.
Alo sina gari.
Alo sembale isilikale wajio sisa ajingo kwika ko kwa yangara ndo lekisi.
Before she had that bit, she went and asked some people who were passing by. They were military who were passing by. She said, "Please help me. I'm going to the hospital," and the military helped her. Drop me in Mbale hospital.
Which military was that?
Amin.
It was during Idi Amin time.
Yes.
So it was a tough time for your family during Idi Amin time.
Yes.
In general, and then to have you blind, that must have been awful.
That must be around 1973, 74, around that time.
Wow.
Amin indeed was the one on the throne that time.
Okay. So, Silver, this is wonderful.
Thank you very much.
This is Julius, who has been your helper as well.
Yes.
And do you have anything to say, Julius, to this?
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. To Francis, first of all, I want to congratulate him upon those successes and so forth. I remember one time, one very awful moment, which I don't think he has ever heard of this story. You know, growing young together, we used to walk together. And there's a way he used to hold you when he's walking with you. Especially, he wants that company to hold you. So I walked with him and we went to church. But because we're growing up and young people, he had the specs, this one for the blind. And because we wanted life, so I borrowed him and I wore those specs there. And guess what? The thing pained my eyes, pulled my and I regretted that moment, but it was not an easy moment because we wanted life to enjoy together. But I'm happy. One thing I noticed when he was young, he was a bright boy. He could give us a big range and could challenge us in wherever we could meet our positions. Sometimes I'm slightly behind. And with him, he's always ahead, he's ever ahead. And say, it was really very, very precious moments during that time. And so I'm happy that one thing I'm so much grateful that he has kept the spirit. He has kept the spirit and he has always challenged us to move in the same way, the same direction, to press on and to work hard. Actually, when he told us that he was flying for the first time on the plane, we wondered how Francis, he has gone high. But really, we are so much happy that he's still flying even further. But not only just because he wants to fly, but he's flying for something very important. When he came back, he shared with us his interest, especially on reaching out to the children who are hidden. He mentioned the point that here, children are perceived, who are especially children with disabilities, that they are a curse. This is from culture. Culture looks at it as a curse, say it's a curse from God, it's a curse from the devil, and so forth and so forth. So I find that most of the time, these children are neglected out. Nobody reaches to them, nobody gives them comfort, nobody hears them, nobody listens to them. But when Francis explained his vision and his heart to us, we saw that yes, this is something that he can really liberate, bring salvation, bring light, deliver many community. Not only within the community here, the whole Uganda here feels the same way, and because it's a cultural influence. And so the vision of helping the children who are in disability is a vision that I see that yes, it's a good project towards him working towards it and helping the community, because after all, it's all about the community. It's all about helping and giving hand, encouragement, sharing love together with those who have been neglected. Francis, thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Julius is my cousin and he has always helped me. I would like to recall a bad moment a bit. Julius's father.
Like to come next over here?
Julius's father passed on. That was in 1987. 85? 85.
Yes.
And it was these people, my father and his father have been close. There are three of them. One has died, Julius's father. Now one is there, he's still there. Papa Polo, you have your journey.
And there he is in the blue. Oh, here he comes.
Yeah, there are only two. Out of 90 girls. There remained now two. My father and the other one. But while we went for the funeral, I used to...
Julius's.
Yeah, I cannot move alone. So I used to killing on Julius. So after the funeral, we decided to go to swim. Now, while we were to swim, we got into a local boat. As you know, a child has to go wherever. I also went with those of Julius. Now, when we were swimming, in the middle of our swim, we were in a boat. The boat capsized. And we were now falling. We were now sinking. Julius was able to pick me from the water, inside the water there, and put him into the boat.
You recall that moment? Yeah, that was, yes. Those are very key moments. I remember that was in Lake Bissina.
Yeah, that would be the way to let's go to the
what I just crossed when you are coming towards Soroti.
I remember I told you I have a cousin, he's called Julius. He's the one who knows how to swim. I've never forgotten. He picked me. Otherwise, thank you very much. They have always been by my side. Where I fail, they come to help me. Where I fail, to come. So, thank you very much. Let's join hands and see to that. We make a difference.
I just wanted to ask you one more thing.
Right.
I wanted to ask you because the sun's setting and it's thundering all around us.
Right.
So we will want to take cover and it'll become dark.
Right.
Silver, you have some vision.
Right.
Can you explain in words what you see and maybe what you can't see?
I can see light, bright light. Then I can see some trees. I see when anything that comes near to me, I will see with this eye. This one does not see completely. This one here. So this one sees a bit. In fact, I am heavily low vision. I have low vision in the sense that if you come closer to me, like I'm not seeing you have details.
You're
but
not
I'm
seeing me at all right now.
I'm not seeing you, but I can see somebody, you see, before me. Right.
Mm-hmm. But yet you can't see well enough to read, so you are an expert in Braille.
Right. I recently trained some students at St. Francis School for the Blind in a Braille contest, a national one organized all over the country in Braille, reading of the persons with blindness, and they were the best. They have the trophy.
Wonderful.
They were the best in the country. My students, the ones I taught. So I'm an expert in Braille and assistive technology.
Wow. Well, thank you, Silver.
Thank you very much.
I just can't believe, I'm just so impressed with what you've accomplished.
Thank you.
And Julius, how you helped and supported him. You just didn't put him behind the huts like a goat, right? Isn't that what yes. Victoria says?
Right. The rest of them are kept behind there.
Behind there and hidden, and you never hit him.
No, when you come like a visitor here, they really don't bring it to you. They don't bring these children outside because they think it is not normal for a person who is normal to bear such a child. He cannot be brought out. Right, but thanks be to God, we are beginning to change.
We have now finished our interview with Silver and his family and his cousins. Now we're going to meet the hidden children here in the rural area. These are children that have, I believe, deaf, blind, cerebral palsy. Some of the parents are blind, yes, with the blind children. Okay. And they're just beautiful children. The girl in purple is deaf. Okay, and is this a little boy? He has cerebral palsy. These children aren't hidden. Not anymore. They are out here for all of us to help and to teach and to learn. That is wonderful. That is just wonderful.
Benye bikori yone sai na kenijo. Bikori yone sai na kenijo. Mugazi. He says he wants you to give him bread.
Yes, and she can, and it's such a shame that she's not in school.
No,
And so she is talking.
It is not a curse nor a blessing. It is a concern for everyone.
So these are all the children. And how many are there?
27.
There are 27 children.
Yes, please.
And they all have visual impairment.
They are visually impaired.
How did you get here? How did you come here?
Like Arapai children, they walked with their parents.
Okay.
Then Gweri, they used something like a motorcycle.
Okay.
Then Soroti also used the motorcycle. They are very far off, bordering Gweri and Kotu.
So they used a motorcycle. Either they walked here to meet us, or they took a motorcycle or boda. And then how did the other children get here?
All of them, like the 18, came walking.
They came walking?
Yes.
Wow. Hi, Angela. Can you tell me your full name and what you do? And
my name is Angela Amuge. I am adult blind trainer. I advocate for the young ones as well. And my work really is to see that children go to school. I go to talk to LOCs, to teachers, to change even the negative attitude which they have among the blind children. Awareness to the parents. The parents should love their children, should accept their children. They are their children. God gave them. It is a gift of God to them. So blindness does not mean that they cannot do anything. They have brain. The eyes are not there, but their brain is full. If given skills, they can serve this country like any other person in this world. So that is mainly what I do. I will serve the blind children until God will take me back. I love my disability, and I'm missing nothing in it, because I have even managed, when I was a councillor for 10 years, I managed to change Soroti district to change the attitude of PWDs, giving them these ones who are physical handicapped tricycles. They bought about 3 times. I was the first person to open that advocacy. And these children got the tricycles, and some of them now have gone to Makerere, they are using it, and some blind children also have in Makerere. And I go to school to counsel these children to continue with their studies. Even those who are positive, HIV positive, I do counsel them too, plus even their parents. In Marira School for the Blind, there are children who are positive to take drugs and so on. I even go to TASO and I talk to them to take a blind person also as a person. They have all needs. All the body is working, not neglect them when they go to look for services to them. So that is mainly what I do in the Teso region. But I'm born of Katakwi. Since our Katakwi is insecure all the time by our brothers, the Karamojong. I am now in Soroti for 27 years as a refugee here, but I've done a lot development. Yet my district needs also some development. Thank you, Holly.
Thank you. And you know, I'm at the end of my time on my camera, and what a wonderful way to stop this and start it with Silver. Okay, Silver.
Thank you very much.
Thank
That
you
is
very
true.
much.
Okay.